I got a whole bunch of videos I could do that I could just call, "This is why I train in martial arts."
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying? Cecil.
On Permission to Exist channel, she's got a thing that she calls the Tantrum Files, where she's talking about how people have been just acting out publicly. The one I'm going to talk about in this video has to do with an incident that happened between a 65-year-old man and an 80-year-old man in a bar. What happened is that this 80-year-old man confronted the 65-year-old man about his conduct and about not wearing a mask. They got into a heated discussion, and the 65-year-old man pushed the 80-year-old man down. When the 80-year-old man fell down, he hit his head and he ended up dying. So I'm going to play a little bit of that video. Then I'm just going to show you what you can do to protect yourself if somebody shoves you. There's no guarantees, but this can help stack the odds in your favor. So let me play you a little bit of this first.
Man faces charges after 80-year-old dies following mask dispute. Published October 6, 2020. A 65-year-old man in the Buffalo, New York area faces charges after an 80-year-old man who had confronted him about not wearing a face mask died following the dispute. Donald Lewinsky of West Seneca, New York, was arrested Monday and is to be arraigned Tuesday evening on a charge of criminally negligent homicide after he allegedly shoved Rocco Sapienza to the ground in a bar, authorities said. Lewinsky was walking through Pamp's Red Zone Bar and Grill in West Seneca, about 10 miles southeast of Buffalo, on September 26 when Sapienza confronted him about not wearing a mask. Flynn said it appeared that the two men began to argue as soon as they crossed paths at the bar and not just over masks. Apparently, the victim didn't like the way the defendant was talking to some of the staff. Also, there was an incident beforehand that involved a young lady, and the victim didn't like the way the defendant spoke to the young lady. These two were butting heads from minute one. Eventually, the two had a dispute over Lewinsky's not wearing a mask, the district attorney said. Security camera footage shows Sapienza gets up from his bar stool. He walks around the corner. He confronts the gentleman who wasn't wearing his mask, Flynn said. The defendant allegedly stood up from the bar stool and pushed him back with two hands. The hard shove pushed Sapienza to the ground. He had a seizure, lost consciousness, and died from blunt force trauma to the head days later. Flynn noted that mass disputes are happening around the country.
Mass disputes are happening around the country. Thank you, Permission to Exist. Now, I in no way blame the 80-year-old man for his death. I believe that we should be able to tell someone something and not die because of it. That's just what I think. So this isn't no blame here. The only thing I'm going to tell you that you can do is a simple thing. And this is something a lot of people learn if they've taken any type of judo or probably jiu-jitsu and even some forms of karate or taekwondo that still teach falling techniques. This is something that anybody watching this video could practice. Okay, what you want to do is make sure you tuck your chin so that you build the habit of, if I go backwards, I tuck my chin. Also, you should be slapping, those of you who know anything about that. But I'm going to assume that you could be pushed and not have time to slap because that's happened to me. I was walking one time, both my legs went out from underneath of me, and I fell at a hard angle like somebody would shove me, and I just let my shoulders hit. The main thing is my head didn't hit. So this is what you can practice on the ground. Do this, and this is something I teach people on their first day. Tuck your chin, rock back and forth. See how I'm not letting my head hit? Even do it hard, fast. But keep your head up the whole time. I'm going to put my fist here in the back of my head. Okay? Because if my fist made contact, you'd see my head shake. Okay? See? I'll put two fists. But the point is, don't let your head hit. Now, if you want to do it formally and like we teach you to do in class, you cross your hands, smack and pull up. So that way, if you're shoved, you have that reflex to catch yourself. Even if it decays into you doing this, the main thing is for you to hold up your head. This could save your life if you are shoved backwards. It doesn't take a lot of skill to do. It is actually a move that if you learn how to do it, it can literally be like riding a bike. So now, this is just to prove it to you. Don't try this at home, okay? And don't try this unless a qualified instructor tells you it's okay to do this. But this is what it looks like from standing up. You don't fall straight back like a tree. You squat, roll back, and slap. Like this. Squat, roll back and slap. And, forget my keys, you do not let your head hit. See? Do not let your head hit. So my condolences go out to that 80-year-old man and all who loved him. And the only self-defense wisdom I can glean, besides the martial arts technical wisdom that I just shared, is that sometimes we're going to have to just leave people alone if we don't agree with what they're doing. Let them have at it, man. Just let the police handle it. I know I've said in some other videos, if you want to be able to confront people that may get violent with you, please sign up for some martial arts classes so that you can protect themselves. So you can protect yourself if they get violent on you. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people who like to talk about the martial arts. Peace. As always, thank you for your time.